Hi, this is Eric Martin with Board Game Geek. I'm here with Josh Githens from Chuck Games Edition, and we'll be looking at Codenames Pictures, which people have played Codenames.
Yes,
This
it's
is
true.
new and not new.
It's both new and not new at the same time, exactly.
Okay, the best sequel or expansion thing, it's new and not new. It's familiar yet a twist.
So I think that we've talked about this a little bit, and I showed you some actually at BGG Spring, and this is the newest iteration.
That's right. You have had many different versions. The pictures keep changing, the size of things, this and that, details.
Yeah, so
all in the works.
In some of the previous versions that we've been testing, it had the kind of the orange bars on the top and bottom.
Right.
But what we've done is we're testing with just the little triangle in the top corner for orientation, and it allows us to make the pictures actually larger on the card. So we kind of like that feel and that flavor. It still has a clean look. You can orient the cards the way you need to, and the pictures get larger. And as you see, the art is becoming more and more developed over the last few versions that I've showed you.
Okay. Now, if people have not played Codenames, when you play, you are divided into two teams.
Right.
You have a spy master on each team who is trying to give clues so that the people on their team can identify their spies.
Exactly. So
who are identified only by code names.
Picture names.
Yeah, in this version, pictures.
So the way that it works, for those of you that haven't played, there's a red team and a blue team, like Eric said, and each team will have a spy master, which will function as the team captain. So in this case, we'll say I'm the red team and Eric's the blue team. We would be looking at a key card, very similar to the one that we have here, and I would be giving one-word clues to get my teammates to guess the locations of all of the red pictures. So, for example, if I were to say construction 2, that means my teammates need to find 2 pictures on the board that relate to construction. Right. So if they were to select this one, we would reveal that yes, it is red. Because they got it correct, it was red, they get another guess. Let's presume that they thought that this was construction. Well, unfortunately on this key card it's not, so we would cover it with the neutral tile.
Okay.
We would lose control, it becomes Eric's turn, go through the process. If it were a blue one instead that they guess, like say this one, we would actually put his key cover on it. The detriment comes when somebody is accidentally led to the square that's the black X. This is the assassin, and what this means is I did such a terrible, terrible job of giving clues. My team loses right now.
Okay, done. Which is like 5-10 minutes.
Yeah, most games are about 10 minutes or so. They go pretty fast. With pictures, we're finding that people that have played the first version, they think it's harder or different, but really it's just a different part of your brain that you're using.
Right. And people ask that.
Yeah.
Is it harder? And it's like, maybe not.
it
depends.
Could be, I guess, maybe, if you think it is.
Yes, for some people.
Exactly.
Yes.
Also, a lot of people have been asking about the 4x5 as opposed to the traditional 5x5 in words. A couple reasons for that. One of them, most importantly, is because of the nature of the images and the multiple things happening in them, we found it's very difficult to focus your team onto your cards and your pictures with more choices on the board.
Right.
Because, for example, I could say liquid and like 5, because even just what's showing now, you could relate 5 things to liquid. So by compressing the board, you're able to stay kind of in your bandwidth for the things that are on your team.
That's right.
Which
we also puts fewer neutral spy or
there's fewer neutrals. There's one less each of the red and the blue. There's fewer neutrals, and there's still the one dreaded assassin tile that will end your game immediately.
Right. And it's interesting too. I mean, you talked about this a little at BGG Con, and saying, well, you're not married to the 5x5 format.
Right.
And also the cards are square instead of being rectangular. And sure, you can still mix them up however you want.
Yeah, I've played several games with I've done 5x5 grid with mixed words and pictures together.
Right.
That's a pretty cool experience. We've done it where we like stripe words and then stripe pictures and then stripe words. So really it's a framework to explore the game, which is really cool.
Which kind of leaves it open then, well, if there's another one, Codenames Hieroglyphics or whatever it is.
Codenames Klingon.
Codenames Klingon, then it could be whatever. It could be a different format, a different size, and this and that. And it's not fixed.
Right, exactly. By breaking out of the first game mold, it keeps it within the same feel. But like you said, it's not fixed anymore. So we could go 6x6. We could go 4x4. Maybe we do something else weird, or maybe we combine words and images on cards together. Now, because we've successfully broken away from the first mold, it leaves a lot of room for us to explore and continue to develop and create new experiences with the game.
Right. It's funny, I was thinking, it's not connected, but it came to mind the other day. Side note here, my mom kept all my old Kenner Star Wars toys.
Okay.
And so I give them to my son now, he's 7, he's perfect age for all this stuff. And he asks every so often, he's like, so when did Luke Skywalker have a yellow lightsaber? Because that's what he does on the first edition. And it's because back then, people didn't care.
Right,
it was not an issue. You're not worrying about Star Wars canon with what color Luke Skywalker was in which movie, at which particular part of the story. It's just like, whatever. At this point, he has a yellow sky,
Well, it's like is it the Return of the Jedi poster where their lightsaber colors are different? Like Vader has a blue one and Luke has a red one? Yeah. So in one of the movie posters, everyone's like, oh, it represents the darkness and the thing, and the actual artist of the poster was just like, no, I just thought that's what looked good.
And there you go. And that's it. So, it's good to break out of that format and show, hey, this can be different.
Yeah, it can be different. It's still a great, great experience. Everybody that we're playing with and testing it with has had a great time. BGG Spring, everybody there loved it. People here, we've been demoing it already today. They've been having a terrific time. So it's been fantastic.
I played it, I think, 5 times.
We've played it several times.
Yeah, and it's just, you dive right into it just like Codenames. And yeah, it tickles something a little different as you're trying to find clues.
Right.
But
yeah, so we'll have several hundred copies. We're locking down the final number at Gen Con, at least 500 copies. I'm trying to get more. And then the regular release will be at the end of September. So it'll be about 6 or 8 weeks after Gen Con that you'll see it at your game stores and in places that you want to buy games at.
All right, there we go. Codenames Pictures.